Hi, I'm Camilla.
And I'm Kane, and we are
the FI Resellers. And we had an amazing week this past week because we had one of our biggest sales ever. Well, actually, our biggest sale ever, period. Like, so good. So we cannot wait to share it with you. And we're going to share our best sales from the past week and, save that one for the very end. And you just can't miss it. So let's get into these clips. So here we have a jumpsuit by Rebecca Taylor. It's the La Vie line of Rebecca Taylor, and I thought this was so cute. Just a very cute jumpsuit. And so this sold on Poshmark for $33. I'd gotten a few lowball offers, $15 here, all of that, but I wanted to get at least 20, and I had it listed originally for $40, and over time had lowered the price on Poshmark, and then our Posher VA sent out a 10% off offer, and the buyer accepted. So really happy with this sale. I think this is so cute. Rebecca Taylor is a brand that I will often pick up, but doesn't actually sell for that much, so I think I need to stop picking it up. But this, because it was a jumpsuit, I think that really helped sell it, and it's just kind of a classic style. Leopard print pretty much never goes out of style, at least in my opinion. And this is a really nice jumpsuit because it's short sleeved and got this cute almost like coverall look to it. So if you're in the thrift store, I would definitely be wary of picking up Rebecca Taylor stuff, but jumpsuits are pretty often a good pickup, so if you see jumpsuits in the thrift store, you should look those up.
All right, so we've got a really fun one because this is the Houston Rockets back-to-back world champs, and look at this embroidery, just so cool. It's just so retro, and this is pretty neat to us because we're in Houston, Space City. This is a vintage hat, obviously, and we're now on the lookout for vintage hats because they do have a great resale value. We sold this for $35 plus shipping. The comps are going for between $25 and $50. This one has a little bit of color bleed and a little bit of yellowing. Obviously, we put that in the description. We actually took an offer for $35, originally listed for $50. We kind of had a good idea of what it was worth, but considering somewhat of the damage and the yellowing and whatnot, we took the offer. And we're now on the lookout for vintage hats because they just are doing really well. A lot of people just want these really cool retro hats, and they don't make them anymore. So the demand is high while the supply is low. So that's how you like it, especially when you're a reseller. So just be on the lookout. They tend to do well.
So we have a couple other sales we wanted to share with you. We're just, I don't know,
kind of out of it this week.
We
forgot to do 3 clips on these ones.
I know. So we want to share these sales with you, even though we didn't film packing them up. We're really sorry about that. We just, I don't know. We've been spaced out this week.
Yeah. So we'll give you these 3, and we've got some good stories for them. So we sold these steel-toed boots by FI, and FI is a really good brand. The leather was really nice, and we've had it for quite a long time, like 3 or 4, or maybe even 5 months. And so we sold them for $35 plus shipping. Originally, we had it listed for $70, and this guy kept lowballing us. And I think it was 3 times he tried to get it for like 25, 30, 32, and then he finally went to 35 because I kept countering and said 35 is the lowest we'll go because that's 50% off of what we had originally listed for. And he kept pushing the button, and it was just like I declined it over and over until he finally used his last one to do 35, and we accepted it. I mean, that's what we agreed to, even though he pissed me off, and I was like so close to just declining it for the principle of the matter. But anyway, we took the deal. The guy was all in $62.60 because that shipping was a lot because steel-toed boots are really heavy. But anyway, the profit is not terrible. We're happy to get it gone. Like we said last week, momentum's really good. We just want the velocity and just make sure we're moving things at a reasonable rate. So overall, not the greatest sale, not the greatest story because it's kind of a bitter type acceptance of $35 plus shipping. But if you come across FI boots, men's, women's, the leather for FI boots tend to be really good. And so you feel the leather, you feel the quality, and then you look it up. Hopefully it's a good sell-through rate. We got these boots for a pretty good price, $10. Not terrible, but considering I wanted $70 for it originally, that's kind of why I bought it. But anyway, that's the story. Would we do it again? I don't know.
Yeah, but the other thing that was going for these boots were the steel toe part. So if you see steel toe boots out, you should definitely look them up because steel toes can be pretty valuable.
Mm-hmm.
So the next sale we forgot to film was this pair of Clarks, and they sold on Facebook. They sold for $42. So this was just an easy sale. The person messaged us and, bought them. But we have had those for a while. We've had them listed since February, but it is boot season. It seems like we're selling a lot more boots, and we love selling boots. Compared to just like sandals and regular shoes, boots sell for more because there's more material. They're like a little bit more substantial, you know? So boots are, something to be on the lookout for. Often when we go to like a regular thrift store, we go to the shoes first because it's kind of, those hold their value a little bit more, and people are more willing to buy them online versus, clothing that can be kind of variable in sizing. Shoes are a little bit more reliable, so more people are willing to buy those online. So really happy with this sale. We don't pick up all Clarks that we see, but booties and Clarks, I usually will look them up, and these seem to be doing well. So really happy with that sale.
We sold this miter saw that I had gotten from my brother for free. Technically, I helped him with the project. I've given him 200 or 300 hours of my time. We sold this miter saw for $500 plus shipping. For 300 hours of your time, it's pretty good. I mean, you're helping a family member. You don't really expect anything, but quite a few things going on for this. It can take batteries, so very portable, but it has this ability so that you can use an adapter so you can plug it into an outlet. So all of these things were really cool, but it turns out this was a tool only. Originally, this is part of this whole kit, but my brother ended up taking the batteries and letting me have the tool only. So that's kind of how we got this thing. And the special thing about this miter saw is, first of all, it's DeWalt. DeWalt's a really good brand. The other thing is that it's brushless. Brushless is kind of the higher tier motor that you can buy for tools like this. The other one is brushed. So if you're looking at any particular tool, if it says brushless on it, that's something to be on the lookout for because it tends to sell for much more than regular. And it won't say brushed on the tool, but if it's brushless, it will say brushless most of the time. So that's something to keep in mind. I happen to know this because I have a bunch of tools, and I may not look like it, but I've done a lot of hours of work on houses and stuff. And so it's just something that I know very well, so you have to take my word on it. My brother is a huge collector of brushless tools, so that's partially why he bought this in the first place. They just tend to have better motors that last longer. It's a higher quality motor, which often means that there's less maintenance and stuff, and it should last longer, and so it's a bigger bang for your buck. It's kind of those quality versus quantity type items. Do you want to buy this brushless item and it's cost more, but it'll last longer, or are you going to risk a brushed motor? You have to buy multiple of them in the long run. So that's just something to think about if you're ever buying tools. But otherwise, if you see these out in the wild, I know that Joe Dempsey finds a lot of tools at pawn shops, and so that's something that if you are interested in going to pawn shops, that's just something to look at when you're looking at tools. If it just says brushless there, then that's something to kind of put in higher regard. So this was a great sale. We originally wanted to do local pickup with Facebook. I listed it for less than $500, on Facebook because I didn't want to deal with the shipping. But after about a week, I decided to go ahead and put it on eBay because I actually had the box and the styrofoam and stuff, so it was pretty easy to ship. I just didn't want to deal with the monstrosity because it's like 70 pounds. So I knew that I needed to go UPS. And so there were a lot of things going on with this thing, but I ended up listing it on eBay for $550. Got a few offers, got an offer for $500 from a guy in Fort Worth, Texas. So it's kind of like a stone throws away here in Houston for UPS. It got there in like a day and a half. So that's something that really was a cherry on top because I knew that I could trust the UPS shipping for such a short distance. And if I needed him to return it, or if he wanted to return it for some reason, it wouldn't like totally kill us to get it back. So those are just the risks that we were thinking about as we were shipping it out. It actually went off really well because this guy paid $130 some odd for shipping, and it only cost us $70 something to ship it out. I consider that shipping and handling because it's 70 pounds and I needed to take it to the shipping office. So shipping and handling is definitely something we factor in. I'm not going to refund that guy. And if he wants to return it back to me for some reason, even though it's basically brand new, I forgot to mention that it's basically brand new, is that, it would cut into the shipping as well and we'd have to take it back and all that. So that's why I decided not to refund this guy any of the difference in shipping. It is handling and just for that small amount of risk as well. So overall, our best sale because I got it for free, minus all the time that I spent, working on my brother's house. But, it's really worth looking at big tools like this, especially if you get it for a good enough price, obviously. So super happy about this sale considering it's the end of October and I think we pretty much made it to our $2,000 goal for the month. And, overall, we're pretty happy with how this week ended and we'll go through the numbers.
So in total, we sold 34 items for a gross revenue of $1,438.42. Cost of goods for those 34 items was $72.24. In Facebook Marketplace, we sold just one item for $26. On Poshmark, we sold 14 items for a profit of $156.19. On eBay, we sold 19 items for $747.25. So
not bad.
A big lift from that tool.
Yeah.
But overall, our net profit from the week was $929.44.
Yep.
So a really great week. It would have been closer to about 450, 430.
Something like that.
Without the saw. So, without that big sale, we would have been pretty close to our weekly goal. But with that big sale, we're really good. So it just goes to show you that you can have a lot of really small sales and definitely those add up. And that's what the majority of our business is about. Like probably 98% of our business is about, just basic sales, things that are selling for, $15 to about $30. That's great. That's what we have built our business on. But big sales, finding those, kind of bolos, those gems, whatever you want to call them, those really give you a big lift. Mm-hmm. So just, be on the lookout for these things that can make you a lot of money. Obviously, you're doing that if you're a reseller. I mean, who's like, oh, I don't want to make a lot of money, whatever. No one is like that. But, it just goes to show you that you don't always have to have, big wins after big wins. It can be, a little bit here and there, and those things add up.
Okay, now it's time for our segment on building wealth. And this is where we give you an update on the total stock market index. And usually we talk about building wealth, but I don't really have a topic this week. So we're just going to give you an update. We're going to close this out. I'm going to make it short and sweet. So right now we're at a loss of $1,200. So it was quite a big swing from last week. Things seem to be going okay. There's going to be ups and downs like we've seen in the past many months. So I'm not going to hold my breath on this. It's going to be quite a while until we actually see a positive, but that's kind of where we're at. We're always doing this for the long run. So we're bringing you along this journey with us. Hopefully it turns out to be better in November and December. We'll see how it goes in January. I think we're going to start taking this segment of this video and kind of taking it into a different direction now that we've kind of talked about all the things we've already wanted to talk about, unless we want to like rehash a lot of things, which, at the core, we've talked a lot about building wealth, and in segments, maybe we'll do something different in the near future. Mm-hmm. So thank you so much for kind of humoring us and just coming along with us and chatting with us in the comments. We really loved hearing about all of your success and the things that you care about and why it is you're reselling and the things that you're doing to build wealth. We really appreciate it. Hopefully we'll have a lot of other topics that we can do so that it brings value to you. We just don't want to, keep talking and rehashing things too much, because seeing minus 1,200 is not exactly a great way to convince you to invest in the stock market, right? These are just the things that we're doing. Maybe we'll do it just less often, but we do want to continue bringing you some value on that.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. That really helps us in the algorithm to get this video out to more people, and we just love that. So leave a comment down below of what your highest sale was. You know, we just had ours this week, but we'd love to hear from you what yours is, and, you know, maybe learn some new bolos or just, you know, be able to celebrate you. So leave that down in the comments, and make sure that you're subscribed. If you aren't subscribed, we would love to have you as part of our YouTube community.
Yeah, keep that passion burning, y'all. We don't think we mentioned this, but we're going thrifting this Saturday.
Yes.
So you should keep that passion burning. We're keeping our passion burning because we've gotten basically through our death pile. Yay!
We can see the floor.
And we actually need to get this inventory before we run out of the death pile because we need to process all this stuff too.
Right.
So hopefully you're doing well. We're so excited. There's a lot of other things coming up on the horizon. We'll have some hauls for you, and maybe we'll do some thrift with me's. Who knows? We'll see. But hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully your October is great. Happy Halloween if you're watching this on Monday. And we're rooting for you. We'll see you later.
Bye. Even though we didn't film packing them up, we're really sorry about that. We just, I don't know. We've just been...
Well, these are good stories too, though.
I'm trying to think there's like a word. I keep thinking out of our mind, but like that's not what I mean.
Forgetful.
Like, spaced out. That's what maybe I mean.